On this episode of O'Fallon Matters, see how recycling benefits all of us. Visit a local food pantry that's changing lives, and learn how an upcoming road project will change the traffic flow in North O'Fallon. All this and more next on O'Fallon Matters. Welcome to this episode of O'Fallon Matters. City officials and family members of Billy Hayden gathered at Brendan's Playground for a special sign dedication. Joe Meyer is here with highlights from that day.
On a spectacular day in August, the city of O'Fallon honored a generous man by the name of Bill Hayden. You may not have known Bill, but he left a legacy in O'Fallon that will never be forgotten. Bill dedicated his life to family and his community. In 1944, he won the Amateur Gold Glove Boxing Championship in the military. Later, he became a beloved youth baseball coach in O'Fallon. Bill also served as a board member for the St. Charles County Amateur Sports Hall of Fame. He was a member of the VFW Post 5077 and a member of AMVET's Post 10. And he was the caretaker at Sage Chapel Cemetery for many years. Not long ago, the O'Fallon City Council voted to honor this humble man by naming a street in his honor. And the sign dedication ceremony took place at Brendan's Playground in front of a large crowd of dignitaries and family members.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome everyone to this dedication ceremony in memory of an outstanding O'Fallon resident, Bill Hayden. Thank you for joining us and helping us to honor him today. Mr. Hayden was a World War II veteran of the U.S. Air Force, a gifted athlete, a revered coach, a friend to all, and a gentleman in every sense of the word.
There is so much to be said about my great-grandfather, but if I could sum it up in just a few words, I would simply say William Hayden was a true distinguished gentleman.
My dad loved O'Fallon, and the same thing with me. I was born and raised here. I'm still here myself, and I love this town. And you can tell by this turnout, there's so many great people here.
He was very respectful, kind. No matter how he felt, if it was negative, you never knew, because he was so positive. And that smile, he had a smile from heaven, I swear.
There was something I read the other day that kind of reminded me of him. It said, if a man's life is measured by the love and the joy that he brings to others, then yours knows no bounds and his knew no bounds.
All right, Helen.
On behalf of the entire Hayden family, I want to express my gratitude for this great honor. I also want to thank the City of O'Fallon and staff for the great care given over the years to maintain Sage Chapel.
After Bill's family spoke, Councilman Jeff Schwanker presented a proclamation to the family.
Whereas an appreciation to his legacy and to always remember the impact he had on our lives, it is only fitting to dedicate and drive a drive that goes directly into Westhoff Park and ends at the baseball field where Bill loved to play, coach, volunteer many hours of his time, and rename it as Bill Hayden Drive. Now, therefore, the mayor and the city council of the city of O'Fallon do hereby honor and pay tribute to this very special member of the O'Fallon community for his dedicated service to the residents of O'Fallon. This day, the 20th day of August, 2016.
Once all the speeches were finished, it was time for the sign dedication.
2, 1. This is for you guys.
Hayden was everyone's friend. There wasn't a person in town that didn't know Willie or have a good thing to say about him. He was like everybody's grandpa.
Everything that we've done here in O'Fallon, what he did, we've all remembered, and it's just that who he was, the city finally honored him, and it's just been a great day for all of us.
Now, if you drive down T.R. Hughes Boulevard towards Ozzie Smith Sports Complex, you'll pass by Bill Hayden Drive. And it's fitting that the street that runs through Westhoff Park is named for the ball diamonds he once roamed.
Families in O'Fallon should never go hungry, and that's why this organization is putting a stop to hunger in O'Fallon and beyond. OFallonTV's Brett Figgis takes us inside Saints Joachim and Ann Care Service.
We have a hunger problem here in America. Nationwide, up to 46 million people, that's 1 in 7 Americans, need help putting enough food on the table to feed their families. This problem exists in cities, suburbs, rural towns, and in every county across the United States. But here in O'Fallon, families in need have a great resource they can turn to. Saints Joachim and Ann Care Service, founded in 1981, is working tirelessly to break the cycle of poverty and provide much-needed food, one shopping cart full of groceries at a time.
We don't think about food as being one of those things that we have to struggle to obtain, but the families that we work with have to choose between paying their rent and buying food for their families, and that's really an unfair choice to have to make. So we saw a need about 35 years ago for a food pantry, and our food pantry has continued to grow since then because of that need.
The food pantry program is greatly appreciated by their clients, as it gives them the helping hand they need to get out of poverty and improve their lives. But Saints Joachim and Ann isn't done improving their food pantry service.
The old way was they received a shopping cart, and then they pushed it through the aisles, and a bag was put into that cart, and then they moved on. They received meat, and then they received some desserts, bread, and they left with a cart full of everything that we had to share.
While these pre-made bags were hugely successful in combating hunger, Saints Joachim and Ann found out that there was a better way to distribute aid. By allowing clients to choose their own goods, the food pantry could eliminate waste and better suit the dietary needs of each individual family. Called Client Choice, it's made an already great service even better.
There's just lots of different ways to do this, but the way we settled on it is they come in, they get their number, they take their cart around and shop, just like you would at a grocery store, and there are about 60 different items in this area. They come through, they get their items, then they check out. What is different about our food pantry too is you can come weekly. Most of the food pantries in this area, it's a monthly thing, because again, we want to be a supplement. We want them, it's a hand up, not a handout, is what we're saying.
Today, Saints Joachim and Ann Care Service is the primary provider of programs for individuals, families, and children in the Tri-County area of St. Charles, Lincoln County, and Warren County. Their services assist 20% of the Tri-County's population currently living below the poverty line. And while our community is already generous in their support, Saints Joachim and Ann Care Service could always use more help. If you'd like to donate to the food pantry, you can check them out online at jacares.org. They'll gladly take anything you can spare, and they'd also welcome donations of fresh fruit and vegetables, dairy products like milk and cheese, breakfast cereals, and toiletry items like toilet paper. Or maybe consider donating your time and joining the passionate volunteers who help out with all the services Saints Joachim and Ann Care Service provides. Either way, you'll be making a difference in the life of someone in need.
It just brings tears to your eyes when you see them come through, receive what they need, and then go on their way and come back next week until the programs help them to sustain themselves.
It's a miracle to see some of these stories where they start and where they end after such a short time. So I feel very proud and very blessed to be a part of the care service. And it's hard work, but what's that saying? If it's not hard, it's not worth it. So that's how I feel.
Thanks, Brett. That was some great information. And it's astounding to think that St. Joachim and Ann cares for nearly 20% of the Tri-County area's population that's in poverty. Now, let's check out some recycling tips that'll save the environment and some cash.
Did you know that if the United States can raise its 34.5% recycling rate to 75%, it will be the CO2 equivalent of removing 50 million cars from the road? And in case you didn't know, recycling helps us convert our old products into new useful products. In other words, it's good for the environment. OFallon residents who are recycling are reducing pollution, saving energy, and best of all, they're saving money. Deciding to recycle is just the first step. And for OFallon's recycling program to be efficient, we need to make sure we are recycling the right products.
There seems to be a little bit of confusion sometimes with residents on what to recycle. Most residents recycle the proper things, but sometimes they get confused on plastics. They think anything plastic might be recyclable. And while that may be true, it just isn't in our program. So you have to stick with what is in the program. The recycling company that takes our product, if they get products that aren't recyclable, it takes away from the value of our product, and then the city doesn't get back the money that they should have gotten back out of that load.
The City of O'Fallon utilizes single-stream recycling, which allows you to place all of your recyclable items into one container. But remember that some items are not accepted by O'Fallon's recycling program.
Well, things that we don't want to recycle that a lot of people think should be are things like a vacuum cleaner, kids' little tyke toys, a laundry basket, things that they seem like they'd be recyclable, and they are. They're just not in our program. And there's so many things like that. To the extreme, we get people to throw yard waste in recycle. We get lumber, things like that, and those are the things that just can't be recycled.
Recycling is a positive step in making less of an impression of your existence and more of a lasting effect on reducing and reusing products. And picking the right items to recycle is easier than ever.
Well, the things we really want to see people recycle are all the household items that you get, the milk containers, any of the plastic bottles, laundry detergent jugs, boxes that the Downy sheets come in, things like that, just everything, cardboard, mailings, everything can be thrown in. Newspapers, if people still get those kind of things can be thrown in.
And for those of you who don't participate in O'Fallon's recycling program, we have a place where you can take recyclable material 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
Anything you got, you can bring up. If you have big boxes you don't want to break down, you can slide them in here, and everything really works well. The only thing that I ask is that, again, it's the same products that you would do at home. Please don't drop off anything other than that in this container because it goes into the same mix with all the residential recyclables.
If you're interested in finding out more information on what can and can't be recycled, you can go to O'Fallon's website at www.o'fallon.mo.us.
The key to this whole thing is making sure we get the right products in there, because that's when demand is low, the people that want it want the best stuff, and we're trying to give them that best stuff, and we want to continue to do that. So please recycle what you can and as much as you can.
It's time for a break. When we come back, we'll check in with the St. Charles County Ambulance District for a look at their new ambulance technology. Then OFallonTV's Brett Figgis gives us an update on the I-70 Traffic Flow Improvements Project. Stay with us. You're watching O'Fallon Matters.
This is a story about a guy named Alex. Alex understands the meaning of hard work. From summer jobs in high school to his career after college, Alex has saved up to be able to afford his car, his gadgets, and all the little things that make life more fun. But there's just one problem. This guy isn't Alex. And he didn't have to work hard for anything. He just happened upon an unlocked car, and now all of the stuff Alex worked so hard to earn is his. Thieves are on the lookout for unlocked cars throughout O'Fallon. And if you don't want anyone rummaging around in your vehicle, there's just one thing you need to do. When you leave your car, make sure you remember to lock it, or risk losing it to guys like this.
O'Fallon's infrastructure is always expanding and improving. Here's what's still in store for our roads in 2016.
Even though summer is winding down, road projects will continue throughout O'Fallon. We have a number of projects wrapping up in the fall, and we've got some big improvements coming to our community in 2017. But first, let's head over to Highway K and Waterford Crossing Drive to check in on our first project. Waterford Crossing sees a lot of traffic throughout the day as students are dropped off at Fort Zumwalt West Middle School. Golfers hit the links at Pheasant Run. Fitness fans take advantage of the Renaud Spirit Center, and families head home to the Waterford Crossing neighborhood. Construction is currently underway to install 2 left turn lanes, a shared right turn and through lane, a sidewalk extension, and improved crossing signals. Look for this project to be completed in the fall. The City of O'Fallon maintains over 700 miles of streets and roads, and keeping up with our crack seal program and concrete repair program is a necessity for keeping traffic moving smoothly. After completing work in the Monticello, Twin Chimneys, and Villages of Darden subdivisions, work went on hold during the extreme summer heat. Now that the temps are starting to cool again, keep an eye out for our crews throughout the city. These projects involve the removal and replacement of damaged road slabs and curbs, cleaning and sealing of cracks and joints in our city streets, and improving pedestrian features. In 2017, look for construction to begin on a shared use path on Highway K from Feisey Road to Technology Drive. This project will unite pedestrian and bike paths along that route, and construction will occur primarily along the west side of Highway K. To view an interactive map of walkable and bikeable areas in O'Fallon, check out www.offallon.mo.us/parksandrec. That does it for this brief overview of our road projects update. You can get more info on these or any of our city infrastructure projects by going online to offallon.mo.us/projects. And remember, when you see our crews out and about improving our city streets, slow down and drive carefully. They're hard at work making your daily commute that much better.
Non-emergency transportation is now more efficient than ever, thanks to the St. Charles County Ambulance District's latest acquisition. Joe Meyer has more.
The transition of a patient from ambulance care into the hospital or other health facility needs to be seamless. Patients should always experience a smooth transition. Residents of O'Fallon in St. Charles County can rest easy knowing that the St. Charles County Ambulance District is continuing to provide excellent service for residents. In fact, the St. Charles County Ambulance District was recently named the top EMS service in the state by the Missouri Emergency Medical Services Association. And continuing with their tradition of innovative service, the district recently purchased a new vehicle for transporting patients in non-emergency situations.
These ambulances are a different style. They're very much purpose-built. The design is built for transfers and for safety. Those are the two main initial focuses that we have for the back of the ambulance. We want to make sure that the paramedics and the patients are safe when they're in the back. And so we're looking to check its value against the kind of trucks that we already have, the modular-based, the large box style ambulances. And so currently we're running this ambulance 24/7. It's on duty every day of the week, all day long.
Keeping patients safe during transport is the main goal of paramedics. It's also the goal of the St. Charles County Ambulance District to provide customers with transport vehicles that are advanced and economical.
And so the economy is much better with these vehicles. We can buy 2 vehicles in the same lifespan that we can buy 1 vehicle from the other design. And so we get almost 2 for 1 cost. The lifetime cost of a modular truck is about $260,000, and the lifetime cost of these trucks is about $180,000.
For paramedics, this state-of-the-art transporter makes it easier to lift patients in and out of the vehicle by using a unique lifting system that's beneficial for both the paramedic and patient.
So for a paramedic who's been in the business for over 25 years, this design is substantially improved compared to the ambulances of use over that 25-year period.
This stretcher that's in our new van is really a game changer because of this track system that you see at the bottom, and I can also show you the trolley that comes along with it. These are things that are going to take a lot of the lifting out for paramedics. And also there's some benefit from the patient because it's virtually impossible to drop them off the back of the ambulance if you use the track and the trolley system appropriately.
The feedback we're getting is pretty universally positive. The medics are getting used to the truck. It's a different type of environment, but they seem to like it. It's a better design, it's smaller, it's a little easier to drive. And the main unsolicited response we've gotten from the patients in the back of it who've been in other ambulances before is that it's a much smoother ride.
If you would like more information on the St. Charles County Ambulance District's new transport vehicle, or you would like to keep up with the latest news in the district, you can visit their website at www.sccad.com.
When this next project is complete, your daily commute may change dramatically, but you'll find it much easier to get around town. We caught up with Assistant City Engineer Jeff Schuper for an update on the I-70 Traffic Flow Improvements Project.
Big improvements are coming to Interstate 70 and its outer roads and interchanges. And if your daily commute is affected by the general congestion and rush hour traffic, you're going to be pretty excited by what our engineers have in mind. Imagine being able to flow on and off the highway without hitting a traffic light. When the Traffic Flow Improvements Project is complete, you won't have to imagine it any longer, and congestion at Highway K will soon be a thing of the past. The I-70 Traffic Flow Improvements Project will bring one-way outer roads to Interstate 70 between T.R. Hughes Boulevard and Highway K. And this project will help to alleviate the traffic problems between these two exits.
The need has been there for many years. Both the population growth and expansion, it has only continued to push and justify the need to do a one-way outer road system. The current interchanges right now, you can't expand them. There's a lot of physical restrictions there with the girders and the beams, and you just can't add extra lanes. So with the one-way outer road system, you can get the cars off the highway well in advance of those interchanges, at which point the traffic can get on the local roads quicker, faster, and then they can spread out rather than just send everybody to those interchanges.
Some of the key features of this project include slip ramps that allow motorists to merge on and off the highway without coming to a stop at an interchange. This allows traffic to flow more easily and eliminates congestion at typical stops like the Highway K exit. We're also adding a Texas U-turn at Highway K, which allows traffic to flow from the westbound outer road to the eastbound outer road without hitting a stoplight. From there, traffic can continue on and even merge back onto Interstate 70 to get where they need to go. But that's not the end of the improvements coming to O'Fallon.
Along with the outer road project, we're building a brand new south outer road all the way from Highway K to Bellevue Creek. There is no south outer road there right now. So that's a perfect economic development opportunity for them to have highway frontage and a driveway and quick access on and off the highway. So there's opportunity there. There's a couple of large undeveloped properties or vacant properties that will have full access to this new outer road.
This timely traffic improvement project will ensure our city's growth potential for years to come.
One of the points of this project that we've explored a long time ago was if you get the traffic out of the congested interchange points, you get that traffic on the outer roads. Well, now you're putting more traffic in front of the businesses that reside along the outer roads there, so it can be for economic development purposes. And it'll also help just get the volume of traffic away from those single traffic signals that are just backing up and take forever to get through. By spreading people out, you actually kind of get all the congestion down and make it more appealing for the motorists.
This project is fully funded with a combination of city, county, MoDOT and federal dollars from the East-West Gateway. The Missouri Department of Transportation is currently acquiring right-of-way and easements from property owners, and we're planning on bidding out the construction of this project in the fall of 2017. To follow along with the progress of this project, head online to the city's website at www.OFallon.mo.us/I-70.
Thanks for joining us today. If you have a good story idea, let us know. You can email us at OFallonTV@OFallon.mo.us. And please remember, give back to your community, because O'Fallon matters to all of us.